Was there a time in Hawaiian history where the Hawaiian people worship God?
Singular?
Yes, singular. I guess one true God kind of thing, Christianity.
Well, I've heard stories that's how it was long time ago before the migrations came from Central Polynesia. There's no way to verify that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is clear evidence that there are many gods that our kupuna worship, right? And that was part of the Hawaiian society. That was the fabric, right? Now, when we became Christian, that was a byproduct of Kamehameha joining the British Empire as a British protectorate. And he knew that he could not continue to have a luakini doing sacrifices, human sacrifices, right? That's not Protestant. that was a British religion, right? So he knew he had to set set in motion the ability to bring in British missionaries, because he even actually asked Captain Vancouver, requested him for Vancouver to send British missionaries. Okay, that's clearly on the record, right? So he was anticipating changing the religion to one God as opposed to multi-gods. So he set in motion before he died that the kapu will not be reinstated. So under the Hawaiian religion, when the king dies, the kapu is lifted. Everything is noa, free. So women who could not eat pork, bananas, could eat it, right? And then the successor to the throne, he would declare the kapu has now been reinstated. So that's when men and women would eat together. That's part of the noa. Once the kapu was laid back, then you got to separate. Now you got the two houses, the eating houses. Women cannot eat pork, all that. So in order to set things in motion, he ensured that Kahumanu would become the prime minister after he dies. So she would replace Kalani Moku, who was his former prime minister, because Kahumanu would be the one to enforce the law. And she would be called the premier, the prime minister, right? And she had the connections to the Maui line of chiefs. So she would be able, being the daughter of Ke'eo Moku, to do that. And back then, it was not an issue of gender, but of rank. Not because she was a woman. Oh no, Kahumanu was just Kahumanu. It's like I refer to my cousin Kaui, not as a woman. No, that's Kaui, right? I don't see a gender thing. It's just, yeah. So Kahumanu was that person. And when Kamehameha died in 1819, started that motion. So Kahumanu would then basically destroy the temples of the old religion, right? Clean house, okay? And Lihuliho would eventually be a part of this because he's going to be the successor. And this time it's all Noah. It's still Noah. And during this time, he would sit together with his mom, Keopuolani, who had the status to make change. Because Kamehameha II, Lihuliho, was not the successor because of Kamehameha I solely. It was because of the rank of Keopuolani. And Kamehameha knew that. He sought Keopuolani from Kahikili, right? For that purpose, to maintain his dynasty. Not all his wives and their descendants, no, these. So when they sat together and had a meal together, during the Noah time, people realized that the kapu is not going to get reinstated. So Samuel Kamakau, in his writings, explains that it's not that the religion was destroyed, it's just that it was never brought back from Noah. That is when began the process of Hawaii becoming a Christian nation under one God. But you cannot erase the memory of a people. And even the chiefs knew this. So although you have one God, you still know about Pele,
Mm-hmm.
right? You
Mm-hmm.
still know about, Hi'iaka.
Mm-hmm.
You still know about Kamapua. So it's like the Hawaiian religion of Christianity included the ancient religion. You just don't erase that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was.
Just mutually exclusive.
They weren't mutually exclusive.
Oh, they're not.
No, they actually was incorporated because that is how you bring things in.
Mm.
I don't believe this anymore. Give me a break. 1,000 years of knowing this? No, you just readjust it. So you see Kamakaua referring to the Luakini in his writings as merely replacing Kukailimoku with Jehovah.
Mm.
That's how he writes it.
Oh, okay. I see.
So it's called appropriation,
Yeah.
not erasing.
I've always seen it because I learned about this in school. I've always looked at it as more like Greek mythology, which is the Hawaiian mythology. All these guys, I don't necessarily believe it because I grew up Christian and going New Hope, all that stuff. So I love the stories and all of it, but it's not like I worship it. That makes sense.
So a good example would be the example in Louisiana.
Okay.
Okay, so when the French were there, that was a French colony, right? And they're imposing French religion. But the native people there, and also the Africans that they were bringing in, they're incorporating the Catholic religion with their religion, coming out with something like voodoo,
Mm.
right? So it's really an appropriation of religion because it needs to be taken as ownership and not that somebody's imposing it on you. So even though you have a French Catholic priest preaching to you and forcing it on you, the only way that person is going to receive it is how he can receive it. And he's got to make some adjustments. But you're telling him to wipe clean? No.
Mm.
So to me, that is the power of a people in their belief. Now, one thing also interesting is I believe 1851, the Supreme Court Justice, William Lee,
Mm.
has to make annual reports to the legislature. They wouldn't meet every 2 years until after 1864, but prior to that, every year. So they got to give a report, prosecutions, decisions, all of that. And William Lee makes a point and he pounds it in. He says that there has been an increase of prosecution by the police, by the district courts, okay, they're run by chiefs, for idolatry.
What is that? Idolatry?
Worshipping idols.
Oh, okay.
The old religion.
Mm.
He says this cannot continue to take place because there is no statute that prohibits idolatry. And freedom of religion is accepted in this country, no matter what religion it is. What that represents, though, the Hawaiian religion was running live and well.
Mm.
And here's a chief justice telling justices who are Hawaiian, but chiefs are saying, hey, these guys they're doing the old religion that we used to have. And he's scolding them. Stop it. Put convictions on what is provided by statute, not your belief. So that gives the indication that the Hawaiian religion was not erased.
It's just transformed. Or like you said, appropriated.
Or maybe these people were just saying, I don't care about the religion, and I'm a makainana, and I want to make sure that I can getting fish. I'm going to keep, worshiping the fish god. And then one chief says, hey, you're not supposed to do that. That's old religion. And then they take him to court. He gets prosecuted and convicted by the judge, who's the chief. And then the chief is told, religious tolerance. It's okay for them to do that religion. So that takes the whole idea that the missionaries came in and wiped everybody clean. No, crazy.